Good morning. Absolutely freezing this morning. Um, didn't want to get up, literally. I kind of sleep with the electric blanket on all night at the moment, and I only have it on low, obviously. And then I've got a cat, Pippa, on my legs usually, and that sort of you sort of wake up in all sorts of weird positions because you don't want to sort of disturb the cat, and so you get a disturbed night's sleep yourself, and not ideal, really. I mean, if I had my way, I would have the bedroom door shut and there would be no cats in at all, so you can get a decent night's sleep. But that's just not going to happen. So, but obviously, the houses over here are just not made for the winter. They're literally there for the hot weather. All the floors are tiled, so that's freezing. Luckily, the bedrooms are carpeted, which will need to be replaced. To be fair, so yeah, it's freezing. Next year, we definitely need to get some form of heating. Now we have got like a gas point in the family room, which we can get a gas fire. And the other half was saying apparently the gas fires are on like a flexi lead, so you have it plugged into the gas point and you move this gas fire about. Sounds a bit dodgy to me because it's gas going through a pipe, and obviously I'd imagine the pipe's made of rubber because you know it has to be flexible. You got cats that could chew through it. You could tug too hard and it could come off against the wall. I don't know. It just sounds a bit weird to me. So I don't know. But I just need some form of heating next year. We have got like a little electric fire, but it doesn't work. So I know when I get in from work, I've got my dressing gown on and a hot water bottle and a wheat bag, and that way I tend to keep quite warm. So yeah, it is what it is. Um, Sunday, I booked the holiday to Taiwan, so I finally did that, and gosh, it was quite scary how expensive Taiwan is, really. So we are flying with Cathay Pacific. We could have got flights for half what I paid, but after reading reviews of Scoot, which is like I think it's the cheap version of Singapore Airways, I decided against it because they're not great. And I don't want to be sat in a plane for like 12 hours because that's how long the flight's going to be with no leg room, even less leg room than what you get anyway, and no food. I mean, with all the add-ons anyway, you'd buy food, you'd have to, pay extra for cases. It probably would work out the same price in any case. And Cathay Pacific are quite a good airline. So I thought, right, stick with them. Um, so we're staying in Taipei for about 4 days. And I booked a hotel which is close to the station, and that should be it would be adequate for us to get to different places. It's called the Cozy. I think it's the Cozy. I can't even say the word. Kaosan Hotel. Really nice hotel. Really lovely. You can't get anything under $250 a night, so it's just over $250, and that seems about the standard for a good hotel. I've learned my lesson with Vietnam, as I've said in the past, and I will not be going cheaply again. Although Vietnam itself, the hotels were great. It's just that last one, if I remember rightly, it was absolutely awful, falling apart. So yeah, be careful what you book, and I would always ignore the recommendations or ignore the reviews because 9 out of 10 times they aren't accurate. They really aren't. I mean, that airport hotel in Vietnam had, I think it was 8 out of 10, but it really should have had about 2. It was dreadful. So, um, we are going to be doing a lot of travelling on trains. So, we will be taking the bullet train from Taipei down to the south and staying in. Oh my God, I can't even remember the Hansien Hotel, I think it was called. Now the other half wants a pool everywhere he goes. That's impossible in Taipei unless you want to pay to go and stay at the Sheraton. And I'm not paying that sort of money. So, but down south, I've managed to find a hotel which has a quite a nice pool. Again, it's about $250 a night, so it's not cheap. But you know, is what he wants. So I managed to get that one. I was lucky actually because it was only one room left for the time period we wanted to go. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on in Taiwan at the time of year we're going, but everything is book solid. Now, I believe it's probably the best time of year to go, mainly because, I mean, they are Northern Hemisphere, but it's, how can I put it? It is, it's the winter, but they don't have winter like you get in the UK. So they have like a rainy season, which is mainly in the summer, which is odd. But during October when we're going, it's kind of the winterish, the beginning of, and the temperatures are still really really good. So we're talking about still 24 degrees, which would be nice, especially coming out of winter in Australia. Um, so yeah, it will be nice. The weather will be great. I mean, when you look at Vietnam, it was exceedingly hot. As soon as you walked out of the hotel room, you were just sweating, literally. I don't mind it so much, but the other half really does not like that kind of heat. I mean, it's fine. Um, so yeah, then we're gonna sort of travel to different places while we're staying in Taipei in the north and um, Kaohsiung. I can't say the word. Sorry, down south. So we're going to visit the attractions in those sort of areas. I'd like to see. I think the place is called Tainan, which is the old capital of Taiwan, and that's sort of on the way down south. So if we get a chance, we will do that. But we are going to be travelling with luggage and going from there. I've just bought a new case actually because they've got some great American Tourista luggage for sale in strand bags here in Australia. So I managed to get one of them, and I mean they're usually about $500 a case, but they were sort of down to half price. That was good. That was a good price. But anyway, we're going to be traveling with lots of luggage, so we've really got to be mindful of everything being as accessible as we can. I don't really want to be visiting historical sites with big cases. So unless they've got lockers in train stations, then you know we may have to just take our cases to the hotel and travel out from there. It just depends. We'll see how it goes. Really. So the week itself has been good, as I said, apart from the weather. I've had a few stomach issues this week. I don't know if I've eaten something or possibly anxiety induced. I don't know, but my stomach is been doing somersaults. It feels like because I do suffer with IBS. I haven't suffered with it for a while, but recently or over the last week, it's been horrendous. It's really bad, and it's not too bad today. You can still feel it's there. I think because I did have a colonoscopy done and an endoscopy. I think it's probably gastritis, which they found, and so I think it's a flare up of that, and it's really makes you feel quite ugh, especially in the mornings. And yeah, so yeah, not been feeling the best this week. Pretty crappy, and obviously I've still been watching the election on British television. I can't believe that campaign is 6 weeks long. Can you believe that? I mean, what idiot would actually do a campaign for that long? I mean, it would turn off voters, surely. So, I don't know. And by the way, I still have not received my voting papers from the UK, which is a bit concerning because I don't think my vote now will get there in time. I don't know when they're sent out, but I sort of applied for that a long, long time ago, and it's just not arrived. So that's quite disappointing because I really wanted to vote in this election. You never know; it might happen, but I may have to pay to get it expedited over to the UK because I think it's important that we all vote. Whether you vote, Labour, Tory, or whatever, I think you just need to vote in this election. This is an important election. With everything that's going on in the world at the moment, I think you need an elected head of state, and we do not have an elected head of state. Point of fact, Rishi Sunak is not elected. He was installed there by his party yet again, and that's totally undemocratic in my view. Now I know we're a parliamentary system in the UK as much as we are here in Australia, but you can't keep on changing leaders and expect people to put up with it, you know. And I know why they do it because they change a leader and they think, oh well, people think it's a fresh start, but it's the same old party with the same old policies and the same old drivel. It really is. That to me is a bit sad because politically, I mean, I voted Conservative in the past. I mainly voted Labour. I've also voted Lib Dem. So I voted for all different parties. Now the difficulty for me is the Tory party have become so right wing. I never thought there'd be a Tory party more right wing than Margaret Thatcher, but there is, and it's dreadful. And I think they just need to go. They need to either realign themselves, become some far right nasty party, which they are, and the moderates need to leave, or they just need to sort their act out, really. But to think you've got, a prime minister of Indian origin, and I know he was born in the UK, but his roots are from India, and it's the most racist party I think I've ever known in my lifetime. That's shocking. That is shocking. Um, but it's up to the British people to vote the way they want. It was interesting actually this morning on the news in Australia that there's just over 1 million expats living in Australia, and the British government are now advertising, or not. I don't think it's not advertising, but they are um, encouraging expats to vote, and you can actually vote in the British election up to 15 years out of the country. So, I mean, I'm well entitled to do it, but there were a lot of other people too as well. And I think what they expect is these people to vote for them for some obscure reason. Now, the expats I've met, and there's been quite a few, would never ever vote for the Conservative Party. Certainly the Conservative Party of today. And so give them the vote. I think it would certainly benefit a Labour government or a Lib Dem surge. I don't know, but they would not vote Conservative. Absolute shower, a lot of them. Um, so this week, yeah, it's as weeks go. I just want to get this bad stomach over and done with. Really, I'm not paying to see a doctor again. It costs too much money. I know exactly what's going on. I've got an appointment arranged at the hospital for the end of July for a similar matter, but that didn't take long to come through. Actually, I think if I was on the waiting list in the UK, it would have taken an absolute age. But here, it's come through pretty quickly, so I'm quite happy with that. And hopefully, they can sort all that out at the same time. Because gastritis is awful, and I can't keep on taking antacids because that's what it really is. That's what you got to do. So yeah, part of the course. That's probably my fault. The lifestyle I led in the past, alcohol was a major, you know, exacerbator of it. Just makes it worse. I haven't drunk alcohol in a few weeks actually, so that's nothing to do with it. But I don't know, something's flared up anyway. So anyway, have a great week. Enjoy the summer in the UK. Enjoy the summer in Spain, and in Australia. bear the cold really. So anyway, ciao for now. Bye.